started seeing Michael a couple of years ago now. I used to have really bad lower back pain. My neck and shoulders were hurting all the time. And by the end of that, I couldn't even talk properly. My jaw was hurting. I was always clenching. I couldn't sleep. Um, it was very hard for me to be like that. I've always been extremely active. I've always done sports. I've always moved around a lot. And when I started working with Michael, everything just changed. I almost instantly felt better. My jaw kept improving day by day. I've never stopped coming. I keep feeling better and better. I have started working out again. I can run longer, I can run faster. I work out better. I work out with heavier weights. I can do more things. I can do workouts that are much, much longer than what I used to do. And I can definitely see the improvement. So thank you.
So this is a gentleman who has two different jobs. One thing, he's office bound, high intensity office job, loads of decisions, etc., in front of a computer screen. And then he's pursuing a career in acting. And very interesting, the career in acting, it has changed a lot for you. The fact that you can hold your tone better. So when we started off with the jaw problems related to posture, as the posture improved and we got the tension out of the jaw, the tone of your voice changed as well, and you can hold the tone much longer. Doesn't have to go in and take those breaths in conversations and when you're letting out air slowly, right? So we have not only seen a symptomatic improvement in back pain, neck pain, etc., but here we've seen a functional improvement of how you're able to perform better, right? So it's not only performance in the work environment and in the sports environment, but also actually in your pursuit for an acting career. Good. Let's have an adjustment. So as a chiropractor, it's obviously very rewarding when you have a patient like this, because from a day-to-day basis, we get people out of pain, we improve the posture, they can do more and more sport, etc. But here we have a person that with his peers have noticed the change in his voice. He can hold the conversation longer without those intermediary inhalation that had to take place in order to carry on. So that is super exciting, and I can't wait for him to get that big Hollywood role with my name in the subtitles. Massive breath in and out. Good. Big breath in and out. Good. And go really floppy for me now.
This right here.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one up there. You need to. And relax. Good. It's really interesting. We are seeing more and more actors and performers utilizing chiropractic care and our rehabilitation model in order to enhance their performance than we have ever seen before. In the US, it has been a big thing for many, many years that actors and performers have utilized chiropractic care, but in the UK, it's relatively new. And again, really floppy. Brilliant. Please come up and let's take you up to traction. So here we have a D-roll table that is set up for the gentleman's specific curve. He has an apex, it's sideways curve in the cervical thoracic region that is dominant to the left. So he has a convexity to the left. And you will now see how after the adjustment, we do the traction specifically for that curve. The table is built up in a way that we can go in and create a force in the opposite direction of the curvature that the gentleman has got. So we are forcing the spine into the curvature we want to achieve. So we will see how he gets stabilized, how we make sure he doesn't move during the traction process. And this is, of course, crucial in order to ensure that we get the force going through him specifically into the area that we want to change. So his lumbar spine is now being immobilized. The thoracic spine is being immobilized. And by doing so, we are pushing this part of the spine that we want to influence to go from left to right is being pushed up by this wedge, whereas on either side we are creating a downwards force. And the formation of this force then slowly over time, combined with exercises, makes the spine change position. So now we're going to see how we traction a forward head carriage and a reduced cervical curve. So this gentleman has had problems with his jaw, his TMJ, temporomandibular joint, as a result of his forward head carriage and the loss of cervical lordosis. So we haven't actually done any direct treatment to the temporomandibular joint, but the joint function has improved on itself simply because there's less gravitational force on the TMJ joint when the patient's posture improves. So we're having what is called a classic UTS setup here, where we use a head harness in order to bring the head backwards, and we are using a strap around the neck at a particular angle to stimulate the change of cervical curvature. We are then loading the traction, and this patient is now doing this on a maintenance basis. So he's used to the loading. He's doing daily D-roll traction at home to maintain his improvement. So this is a 13 minutes in-house angled cervical traction with a head that is being pulled backwards. So we establish that ear over shoulder alignment. The whole idea with the home exercises is every time you do this in the clinical setting, you have a small improvement. To maintain that improvement between each session, the patients are doing home exercises that does exactly the same, but hasn't got the same force. At home, obviously, you can only use the gravitational forces. People don't have this equipment at home, I hope. So It's literally a combination of learning not to get your head into a prolonged wrong position. That's why patients attend our postural workshops. Have the right adjustment in the clinic combined with the traction and doing the correct home exercises to change that posture, but also stimulate and strengthen the musculature alongside the posterior part, the back part of the spine.